Well, it's a new week. We are at the fowl house and we have turned our attention back outside. If you remember months ago, we took down a railing that was at the top. In fact, I'm going to show you a picture right here in case you don't remember what it looked like. We had to take that down because we had to resurface the porch roof. The roof was a flat roof and it was in really bad shape. So we did all of that. Now we finally have beautiful weather and we are going to rebuild that porch railing. So actually, let me flip it around and then I'm gonna go up top and show you what we're doing. All right, the view from the top. So this is that rubberized roof that we had put down on the flat roof. And then if you see these metal plates right here, we had our roofers come back and put those down everywhere where we needed to attach something to the roof. So now we have put those metal brackets, those post holders, and then we're doing a 4x4. So there'll be 3 here, just like there are 3 over there. So everywhere that wood touches the roof, it's sitting on the metal so that we won't destroy this rubberized roof. Okay, back on the ground. So you can see we're getting those posts set in those metal plates, and then we will build everything that runs in between all those posts. We'll wrap them, we'll put caps on top. They're gonna look just like they did before, but they're not going to be completely rotten. All right, all of the posts are in place. And if you see here, Gio is building almost like a sleeve that's gonna wrap those posts. They're already in place up here. Jesus is cleaning this one up and then it's gonna slide right down over that post. And it slides, hopefully, right down. There you go. Pops right down over that cleat or that brace. And then we'll move on to the next one. All right, day 2 of working on the front porch rails. We got all but one of those posts done yesterday. We actually were just a little short on materials, so it required a load strip. So we finished up, Jesus is finishing up that last post, and Gio is about to start ripping some pickets to go between all those posts. So Gio is ripping down what's going to be basically the picket. We've already made the handrail across the top. I'll show that to you in just a second. I told you that we had made the handrails. They've gotten buried in our Lowe's Run materials, but if you see here, we have taken a 2x8 and it's under these decking boards, but routed the edges. So that's gonna be, here's another one. That's gonna be our top plate. And then that will run from post to post. There'll be a bottom plate, and then all those pickets that you just saw Gio ripping will run between those. And then of course, I'll show you a picture again, but there is like a mitered square in between each section. So we have to figure out exactly how to put those together as well. All right, so we've got drills going in every direction. I told you that we were working on getting all of the components cut. And now Jesus has spent quite some time laying it all out. We finally got this first panel put together, except for that square in the middle. So we're working on the process of getting that sorted out. And then hopefully, once one is done, we'll be able to duplicate it twice, and then a slight variation on the other 2 sides. Pretty easy. So this actually took, if I'm being honest, hours to cut all those pieces to get one put together and figure out exactly how to do that piece in the middle that looks like a bunch of concentric mitered squares. However, now that we've built one and we know all the measurements, it should go much faster. Gio has been turning out those pickets left and right. So we've got all the pickets cut. And so now that we have all the components and we know the size of everything, we should be able to turn it out a good bit faster. The only thing this piece needs is that top rail. And then of course we've got to put caps on top of the posts. But we should be able to keep moving down the line a good bit faster than that original one took. But all that being said, I think it looks fantastic. These guys have outdone themselves on this one. Good morning. It's a new day. The guys started early, and as I told you, they're going faster. We already have 2 segments of the handrails in place, and they still are looking great. Here's another view from the top. Jesus is assembling the 3rd one that's gonna go here. And then there are railings with the center square on each side. The square is the same size, there's just less pickets leading up to that square. So we are moving right along up here on to the 3rd one. Good morning. The guys worked very late last night, got so much done. They are putting the last pieces on, and then we're gonna turn our attention to caulking and priming and painting. So as you can see, all the pickets and sections are done. We're putting those top handrail pieces on. There goes one in place right now. After those go on, and they've already been made, the only thing left is the caps on top of the posts. Okay, I told you the only thing we have left is the caps for the top of the posts, and Gio's gonna model this one for us. So they took a 2x8 and just used the router, table saw, not even the router, and got these made. So much better than the like pre-made ones that are gonna fall apart in a matter of weeks. So these will go right on top of the posts, and then we'll be ready to start priming what hasn't already been primed, and then caulking, and then painting. So Gio's gonna show us how he's making those caps. All right, here's our view from the top. All of this has been primed. The guys are working hard here. So you can see those squares turned out so good. I love the detail that they put into these. Here's our caps that y'all saw Gio making. They look great. So now we're just gonna get a coat of primer. Then once the primer has dried, tomorrow we will caulk. And then we'll start painting. It's going to be white, it's trim white, so it's gonna look a lot like it looks right now. All right, so that's a wrap on another day of working on this porch handrail. It's a really cool space. It's awkward climbing in and out of the window, but if you lived here, you might wanna hang out here sometime. All right, everyone, we are wrapping up a busy week. Not the most exciting video because it was just us building this, but it is completely primed. We are caulking it, and we're gonna let that caulk dry over the weekend. It's gonna be a rainy weekend, so all the more reason why it's good to let it have a little more time. And Monday we will be back to start doing the finished paint. So all in all, I think it turned out great. So much better than the rotten one and the leaking roof that was there before. So that's a wrap on another week at the Fowl House. Come back next week. We're gonna be moving back inside and working in the kitchen again. So make sure you're subscribing so that you don't miss a step, and come back soon.